Biodiversity. Bio means life. Life indicates living things. Diversity means variation. Biodiversity, variation of life or variation of living things or variation of species. Here we have two pictures show that our planet has many or multiple species or living things. It is called biodiversity. Biodiversity, variation of life or variation of a species. Taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science of describing, naming, and classifying organisms. To be easier to study, Aristotle classified organisms into only two groups. Aristotle here is a scientist who classified organisms into two groups or taxa, plants and animals. Any classification system has groups. Each group is a taxon. Taxon is any group of organisms in a classification system. Carolus Linnaeus is a Swedish scientist who developed a system of grouping organisms into categories based on their form and structure, similarities and differences. His groups are called taxa, ranging from the largest group is called kingdom or broadest group is called kingdom to the smallest group or smallest taxon is called species. His system had seven levels or seven taxa or seven groups, from the broadest to the smallest group. The broadest or the largest group is called kingdom, and then phylum, then class, order, family, genus, species. Mnemonic here for Linnaeus classification: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. King Philip came over for good soup. King Philip came over for good soup. It is a mnemonic to remind you of Linnaeus classification. Linnaeus classification has seven levels: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Which one here is the broadest or the largest group is kingdom. Which one here is the smallest group is species. Linnaeus taxonomy doesn't account for molecular evidence. The technology didn't exist during Linnaeus' time. Linnaeus' system based only on physical similarities. On physical similarities, all organisms are classified according to physical similarities only, not for molecular evidence. And he created seven levels: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and the mnemonic for these taxa: King Philip came over for good soup. Takes a range from the kingdom to the species, from the largest group to the smallest group, from the broadest to the smallest, from inclusive group to exclusive group. The kingdom is the largest and the inclusive group. It has multiple organisms that share just a few basic similarities. We have two kingdoms, plant and animal kingdoms. The picture in front of you, it shows kingdom of animals. And you can see in the kingdom group multiple species, land animals and water animals. While you can see here in genus group, you can see few species, but they are so related species or closely related species. are grouped together in a genus. For example, here you can see foxes and dogs. They are different species, but they share more basic similarities. The last group, or the smallest group, or the exclusive group, is called species. It has organisms, same organisms, that are similar enough to produce fertile offspring. What's meaning of fertile offspring? They can reproduce. They can reproduce and produce offspring. And their offspring can reproduce as well. Fertile offspring, their offspring can reproduce. What is the name of this organism? We have different countries in the world. Around the world, we have different countries, different languages. What is the name of these organisms for all countries? Each country is going to say different name according to its language. Oh, it's going to create confusion in using different languages for names. Scientists are not able to effectively communicate their findings using common names, so they are going to use scientific names. Scientific names are the same all around the world. For example, this organism has a scientific name. It's called Mephits. Mephits. How did I know? Binomial nomenclature is a huge system Linnaeus came up with. Bi means two, nomial means name, nomenclature means system of naming. Binomial nomenclature for naming organisms. And to give them two-part name, Latin words, instead of common names, to give them scientific name instead of common names. Organisms are first identified by their genus and species names. The genus name is capitalized and italicized, italicized and capitalized, while the species name is italicized only, never capitalized, never. We are human beings. Uh, our name or our scientific name is Homo sapiens. Homo indicates our genus name, and it is capitalized and italicized, while sapiens is huh, species name, and it is italicized but never capitalized. Homo sapiens, it is the scientific name for human being. Here questions. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the scientific study of how living things are classified. Number two, why do scientists organize living things into groups? Huh? To be easier to study. Biodiversity. Bio means life. Life indicates living things. Diversity means variation. Biodiversity, variation of life, or variation of living things, or variation of species. Here we have two pictures. Show that our planet has many or multiple. What is the correct order for the levels of Linnaeus classification system? Okay, let's remember our mnemonic. King Philip came over for good soup. Or kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Number two, which name here indicates binomial nomenclature system? Nomenclature system has two-part name for genus and species. Genus is capitalized and italicized, while the species is italicized only, not capitalized. So we are going to choose number A because number C italicized, but the two names are capitalized. Okay, question number three. Which of the following taxa would generally contain the most members? Let's remember our mnemonic. King Philip came, King Philip, Philip, phylum, phylum. Okay, phylum has most members. So we're going to choose phylum. Okay, which phrase best describes the Linnaean classification system? Each level includes the more specific levels below. Yes, below you can see more specific group or few species have more similarities, while any group above has more species with less or few similarities. Number 5. One limitation of the Linnaean classification system is based only on physical characteristics. Only on physical characteristics. Number 6. Organisms are named and classified based on physical characteristics. Is Linnaean taxonomy. Okay, it is a tricky question. Which one or which order here is more from general to specific? King Philip came over. Okay, phylum Philip came. Class, no, no class here. Okay, removed, but after phylum order, it's okay. King Philip came over. Okay, over order. For, okay, family, good. Genus, okay. Phylum, order, family, genus. Phylum, broadest, order, less than phylum, family, less than order, genus, less than family. From general to specific. Okay, which here a group of organisms that can breed and produce fertile offspring. Species. They are similar organisms and they can breed, they can mate, they can cross to get offspring and their offspring fertile. Fertile it means they can reproduce as well.